What's up guys, it's Charles here to do another review, and this is Rocket Punch Army. That's the name of the channel, in case you guys did not know. And I got here the GX WD-40, I don't even know, GX-31, right? But this is the Respect for Volt and Box, not the review I'm doing. I usually just like to start off with the older versions of certain things. I do have the renewal, but this is the one I have handy. For some reason, I decided to display this guy with his open hand for weird reason. I don't even know. It's not even posed. It just looks stupid. But whatever. Yeah, this was like, you know, I've never played with this thing. Look at this. You know, I would expect a little bit better, especially since this was a second release. Anyway, that's not why we're here. I do have this here, which is part of the Soul of Chogokin line. It's actually a GX figure. Let me try and scan up. Sorry, I'm trying to not edit stuff as much. But this is the box we have here. Maybe you can or cannot see the reflection. We have the Voltus 5, the FA, which stands for full action. I keep thinking that's a 4. Like I said, it's part of the GX line. It's GX-79. What full action means is that it's a non-transforming, fully posable robot figure. So why as a GX and not made smaller as a, you know, super robot Chogokin? I don't know. It's like they're just doing whatever they want. They're just like in the office board, like, hey, just make this, and we'll just slap it in the GX line. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm not going to complain too much. It is the size of a, you know, the regular Chogokins, like the old Mazingers and stuff like that. So I guess that's what they're trying to do, is just make something like that. But it's like really posable, as you can see. So it's kind of like a Super Robot Chogokin, just bigger. Artwork is awesome, by the way. I love this little strip of silver. And as you can see, it's not typical of, not that there's not some awesomely articulated robots in the GX line, but you know, typically this is reserved for the Super Robot Chogokin, except it's not a Super Robot Chogokin. It's the GX with a subline of full action. Alright, whatever. Like I said, it is what it is. Here are pictures. Looks mighty awesome. So they've taken some liberties in the proportions due to the fact that they're it's not a combining figure. Okay, so I know if I do a Transformers review of an Optimus Prime that doesn't transform, like 75% of the comments are like, why would you buy a Transformer that doesn't transform? There's people out there that don't need that, and this is one of those things. I don't need it. I just want a cool looking Voltus V figure, and I know they're doing die tarn, so like I kind of want to just get my feet wet or my hands wet, whatever you want to call it, for this. But yeah, let's get inside the box and check it out. Now before we get started, I just want to say what's up to my peeps over in the Philippines, because I know you guys are ridiculous with Voltus 5, and you're probably watching this, so thank you guys. I don't know anything about the Philippines aside from what my ex-girlfriend used to tell me, because she was Filipino. Aside from that, all I know is there's a lot of Filipinos in the Philippines. But thank you guys for watching. You guys always watch my Voltus 5 videos, because I see that in the rankings. Anyway, yeah, so we got this. We got two trays. We have this guy in a styrofoam, which is the actual figure. And we have his weapons and stand. This is a full-size stand, by the way. It's even bigger than the ones you would get with the Mazingers, which were sized that way. Although this is kind of like the newer GX stands for the regular size Chogokin. If you're wondering what the hell this is on my finger, by the way, I chopped off like literally the top of my knuckle, and my bone was sticking through with a drone. So I didn't even realize that was in the way, but that's going to be there forever in this video. Anyway, so yeah, this tray here, it's got all this. I don't know if that's bendy. Probably not, since it's already like bent into the shape of the thing. It would probably be straight if it was bendy. We'll find out soon. And of course all the other weapons and the stand pieces. I would think that this opens and has more weapons and things in there, which is going to be super awesome to review each and everything. And the figure. So let's pop the figure out. I did open this. I didn't really do much with it. I didn't want to go crazy with it, but here it is. I'm actually kind of super surprised it only came with this. Is this really what it comes with? Like, there's no instructions or like breakdown of the parts unless it's inside. It's not necessarily a breakdown, but there is like instructions for everything. I'm pretty surprised. See, this is not typical of a GX figure. You usually get those colored booklets and beautiful graphics, but this is all you get. I don't know. So I have it out. It doesn't feel like a GX figure. I'm sorry. Do I even have? Well, duh. Obviously, I have a GX figure. Like, this is what I expect from a GX line, which is just like something super detailed. Can't even see it. You know what I mean? Like, even though it's not, what's the word? A combining figure. Just something doesn't feel right. I don't know. It's like the color. Something's bothering me. I don't know what it is, guys. It just doesn't feel like a GX. And I've been saying that lately with a lot of the Chogokin. Like, they don't fit like a certain line that they were designed for, but and I feel this anyway. That's just my opinion. It's still a great figure from what I see. They're still keeping like those little hinge things here as if it does transform. The feet are on ball joints. They're metal ball joints, by the way, so thank God. And all the joints are metal. Alright, so you got some good hefty feel. I can't really yeah, it looks like the legs are die cast. The upper parts here are plastic. These sections of the arm I thought were metal. They're actually plastic. There's like certain things where, for example, the lower legs, they're only plastic, or they're only metal on the front, plastic on the back. So there's a lot of plastic, and the feet are metal and plastic. So it just has like a weird feel to it. Anyway, your mileage might be a little different. I have different expectations, but I'm sure you guys will like it. As I do. If I look at it a different way, yeah, it's an awesome figure. Obviously highly articulated. We can see the way the ball joints move here, or the shoulder joints, which is on a ball joint, and metal joints, and we see the way the shoulders move, allowing this section up here, this butterfly joint, which allows like really like a lot of movement there to the front. Bicep swivels. We have double jointed elbows, which is really nice. Check out that nice die cast. We have the upper body movement, which they do give a nice little clearance for. Even if you spin, doesn't look like it touches anything, although I won't be going crazy with that type of movement. And the head, we're going to check out. We got the neck, which is independent from the head. All right, so it gives a nice range of movement, except now the neck is twisted to one side. I can't get it back. Alright, so we'll just leave it like that for now. We got the hips. The hips, there's a certain movement here that allows them to come out, and the sides here do open up. Oh, it popped off. No worries, it's on a ball joint. Let's pop it back. I hope it's not those things that just keep popping off. It's really annoying. Maybe I just moved it the wrong way. It's not really supposed to be lifted up, but sort of. Is it up or to the side? Jeez, it just keeps popping off. Forget it. This is annoying. But anyway, this allows the leg to come out a little further. We gotta bring up these little skirts, so just be careful with those. And that allows like the butt to fold forward. And look at the way the back opens up too. I just did that. Look at that. Whoa, I didn't even realize that. So that's kind of silly. But I guess if we really want to get like some kind of jump kick, look at that. Look at that ab crunch. That's a little silly. Look at that. Never seen that on a figure. That's kind of weird. But again, we can bring this forward. Just be careful. It does warn you that parts are painted so you don't scratch them, but you can see the way the butt comes forward. Look at that metal right there. And then the knees. And the knees are also double jointed. Get scared with these things. So like the clearances are really small. You can see the knee articulation there. And also the foot extends down and forward like that. That's a crazy amount of articulation. As far as the wrists, let's see what the wrists do. Just standard ball joint. And there's a it's a standard ball joint for the pivot here, but there's also like a, you can see that the base of the wrist also moves. Alright, so believe it or not, we're going to check out the stand, because I do think it's, I guess, worthy enough to show you what's going on. Because what's cool is you can hide all your things in here. Instead of pegging them all on the outside like the other ones, it does have a metallic plate here, which has a little plastic protector which you can peel off so it doesn't look so ugly. But I kind of like that, just being able to keep them safe somewhere where you're not going to lose them when they're pegged in case it falls off the shelf. And it comes with this interesting thing here. You'll notice it has no friction. It's not your standard tightening type with the screws. No, this, you'll see it has no friction, but you can push it down right where there's space and lock it in, which is pretty cool. So we're going to do that for this one. How is it again? It's this way, and then this way, and then lock it in. Peg this in, and it should reach right into his crotch hole, or not, but it's probably just a matter of me moving that. But I'm not going to do it. You guys get the idea. Now, I'm usually very bad with naming weapons. I usually have to use Google Translate because it's been a while since I've messed around with the Voltis. But I believe this is the chain knuckles, something like that. All right, we're just going to show you one, since it does come with two. Now you notice there's a remaining peg after you take off the hand. You have to actually take this peg off. I cannot see an easy way to do that. I bent my nail, and I don't have much nail. I bent it back trying to get this thing off. I might not even be able to show you guys this. I don't know how to take that off without really hurting something. Well, I happen to have a G1 dirge laying around here. Is this dirge, right? I don't know. Whatever. I used the wing to pop it off. Literally flew across the room, and I'm in the attic right now because this is the only place I can really do this in peace. And guess where it fell? Fell down the stairs, probably behind a wall. I'm sure some kind of rat took it away. I don't know. Just be careful when you pop that off. That sucks so bad. So we're going to peg this in. They should have just, something should have been done differently. Like, how the peg is so hard. Like, how is this little rubber thing going to grab onto it to take it off? And even if it was strong enough to pop it off that, then what's going to pop it off this? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, got that in there. Got that in there. So that's what that looks like. Alright, just so you guys can see. I'm not going to do both because I don't want to lose the other one. But we're going to move on. We got his sword here. Obviously the sword, if he's using it, you want to pull this little crest off. I just pulled this off, and I don't like the fact that I have to yank on these little delicate chains to get that to pop off. You might have to wedge something in there, but you don't want to wedge it up against the blue. You kind of have to just pull up on. I just don't like that, the way that's designed. I don't like double ball joints. Anyway, while we're here, it does allow you to put in the Gatling missiles, which now causes me to squeeze these missiles together. They're individual because my fingers are too big. Anyway, there it is. Yeah, I really don't like the way that's done. It's really tight. I'm thinking over time this would, see, like, I have to squeeze the missiles. Like, what's keeping these missiles from just bending in at the top, from grabbing it so hard? Don't like it at all. Look at that. That's a lot of force, guys. I'm really flexing these missiles. Not good, Bandai, not good. Alright, so we're going to put this on so we can get the sword going. Show you guys what it looks like with the sword. And there's a little red chip in there. Alright. So it's pretty cool. The sword does have a nice chrome finish. It's nice and shiny. Looks like there's some kind of oil on there. It's not for my fingers. It looks like some kind of polishing oil, because they do have to polish that, I guess, because there's polishing marks. But that's cool. Did we even check out the back here to see? Yeah, this does move. Why would this move? Why would this move? Anyway, then we have the little ship back there. Nothing happens with this. Doesn't come off. Now, if you come from an Hispanic family or anything like that, you have probably been whipped by a belt or some kind of sandal or whatever they got in their hand. So he's got something like that. And no, it's not bendy. It's in that shape. So you do have to remove this piece here and reattach this one. Then it goes this way. There we go. Then we're going to use this to attach to the end of this belt here. I'm going to try not to touch the chrome. It's going to be near impossible. Yeah, it's pretty much impossible. But we have to feed this through here, and then peg this on there like so to make that weapon. Again, this comes with two. I'm only going to show you one because I don't like to repeat myself for the same thing. There you go. I think it looks cool. I thought I was going to not like it, but I think it does look cool. Now, yes, I know he does fabulous poses. I'm not a posing kind of collector, so please refer to online pictures and other much cooler people than me. Speaking of contents, we have spare hands. We also have, oh, I can't forget to show you the rest of this. Gotta show you the bazooka. Almost forgot the bazooka. Just gotta get this little panel out here. We do need that, and we need obviously the bazooka. Oh, this might be what we need for the stand. So it goes in his crotch, dummy. That's why it didn't reach his crotch. You're not using it properly. There you go, guys. That's why it did not reach the crotch. So let me get this together. We got to get this out. I know that. And then we have to hang. Try not to use the instructions. I think this goes right there, right? And then, like the hand. Oh, we got the wrong hand here. Oh my gosh. This is why you should read stuff. Oh my god. Now I'm not going to re-edit it. I'm going to leave my stupidness in this video. And hopefully you guys didn't tune out at that part. So I'm like reading this. I gotta show you how stupid I am. I'm reading this as if it's like a way for the hand to hang from there while you use a bazooka. But guess what that's for, guys? That is to remove those pegs. So I did leave a negative. Hopefully I didn't forget to put a little disclaimer there so you guys don't you know, tune out of the video when you realize how stupid I am. But that's what it's for, guys. That is to remove the pegs. So see, I found it weird that Bandai would do something like that, because you guys know like a good 90% of my collection is Bandai, and I just was really concerned as to why they would not look into that and do something about it. So believe and pop it. Look at that! I didn't even think that was going to work so good. Alright, and then we'll pop in the bazooka. Oh, that fits so nice. And then the hand down here, so you get that little folded down hand. Look at that. That's so, I'm so happy now. Like, really? Okay, so I'm a dummy. This is there to remove it and not lose it like I did. I really would like to blame it on me not knowing Japanese, but I don't really think you need to know Japanese to realize what they're saying here. You know, it's not really obvious, but when I saw this plus that, I'm like, oh, then maybe it's to pop it off. And boom, it is. I confused it with the attachment for this hand here, but that actually goes to the bazooka. So I apologize, guys. I was just looking at these instructions, by the way, and it says, warning, may rub off. I just hope he doesn't rub off on my other robots. That would be kind of gross. But we're at the end, guys. Look, I gave this one negative out of the entire thing. There was a couple things I didn't like, and I was really turned off by the way the peg thing was designed, but I'm an idiot, so that's not even a negative. If you made it this far, thank you. You know, I figured I'd show you guys my mistake. I'm starting like an idiot. So overall, again, I think this should have been its own line. I think the reason they put it as a GX was just not to start another line, kind of keep some kind of consistency in the numeration or whatever, but it definitely does not feel like any other Chogokin. Even the regular Mazingers. Oh, speaking of which, I should do a comparison of sizes. See, so comparing with this is where I think they get the GX thing, like to be able to call it a GX, because it's pretty much the standard GX size for like non-transforming figures. But it just doesn't have the feel, I guess, because this is more blocky, more detailed. I really don't think it has that GX feel. And I'm sorry I keep you know, repeating myself. We're going to move this guy out of the way for a second, and we're going to compare him to, for you non-Chogokin collectors, to a Masterpiece MP10. Obviously, Masterpiece MP10 towers over this dude. But is this heavier? Probably about the same weight. But obviously, this guy's a little bit smaller. And then, back by popular demand, bar of soap. is my trusty bar of soap that I use for comparisons. It's not a real Irish spring, it's a KO. It's called Yiddish spring, which is not at all similar. Kind of smells a little funny. And that's it, guys. I don't know. That wasn't even funny, but some of you guys have asked for the soap. So there you go. Yeah, so this figure, without repeating myself, but I am anyway, yeah, it's awesome. Especially if you're a Voltus fan, because it's fully posable, it's die cast, it looks cool. Yeah, whatever. Bandai decides what they want to do, and we buy it anyway, right? Speaking of which, if you want to pick this up, you can click the link in the description below. Sorry for the burp there in the below. But yeah, guys, help out the channel. Anytime you click on there, even if you're not going to buy this, if you're going to buy anything else, just click on it, buy whatever. And they're like, oh, he's here because of Rocket Punch Army. Then they'll continue to advertise with me, and I'll continue to be able to bring reviews. Or don't. It doesn't matter. But if it matters to me, if you want me to bring more reviews. But anyway, so that's it, guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, bye-bye.